everyone, and welcome to the lesson, what is it now, 18? The lesson 18 kanji live stream. How's everyone doing today?
Hi, みんな昨日はありがとうございました。
Yes, sorry about yesterday. Yesterday we had to postpone the stream one day because I was not in good shape. But I'm feeling a bit better today. A bit of a sore throat left over, but not too bad. I forgot to get one of those honey things. Oh well, maybe later.
そうだね。
All right, so welcome everyone. I see we have Senor Serena in chat. Hisashiburi desu.
久しぶり。
Five-Toed Sloth Bear says, I'm here having been briefly distracted by Come to Japan's Godzilla short. I'm going to have to check that out later. Lady Phoenix 22, nothing like Japanese classical music to relax me before the quiz race later. Oh yeah. Did everyone get the mnemonic down for memorizing the order of those that I added late to the end of this video? First time I've done that. Kaylee says, Godzilla short. Oh. Lady the Clown, welcome.
気になります。
ね、ちょっと見なきゃ。And Meets the Fish, how's it going?
はい、みんな来てくれてありがとうございます。
So many, wow, that's a cool circular yoke. So yeah. Nice, right?
私が作りました。
Yeah, 嘘じゃん。She did not make this. Cough
私が買いました。
Cough drops and tea kill germs for sure. Yes, this is some mugicha, some wheat tea, I guess. Mugicha?
ローストバーレーティー。
Roast barley tea. Roast barley tea. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
はい。
Love the matching sweaters. You both look so comfy. Yes, it's very warm. Very warm. That was a perfect opportunity for a Nicola callback from last week's live. Yes, that would have worked. I forgot to bring my Nicola up here. Glad you're feeling better, says Montana Margot. Thank you very much.
のやつね。
Gotta show you the picture for today, guys.
でみんな知ってるに明日もうアメリカタイムだと明後日かもしれないんですけど。
In America, tomorrow time, but the day after tomorrow time, but for us tomorrow is
節分です。
Setsubun. It's a holiday in Japan called Setsubun. I have no idea what that is.
ホリデーじゃないけど、ホリデーじゃないよね。
It's a holiday.
リチュアルデイだよ。
It's what we would call a holiday in English.
あ、そう？
Yes. So it's a day where they do a certain little thing, which is displayed here on the screen for you guys right now. If anyone knows what that is, Come to Japan. Dan wrote Setsubun. That's how you write that in chat. Basically, on the 3rd of February every year, pull this down a little bit. We do this.
そう、Come to Japan さんがちょっと言ってくれてるんですけど。
Throw them beautiful beans at monsters. Yeah, something like that. Throw
節分
confetti at frightened cavemen, says Lady the Clown. Something like that, yeah.
そう、日本にはね、鬼というものがいますのでね。
In Japan, there's these things called oni.
日本だけかな、鬼がいるの。わからないんですけど、ちょっとまだ私は出会ったことないんですけど。
Yuki says she's never met one before, but.
だけど、この鬼をね、退治するんですよ。
So we have to. Taiji is take out the onis, yeah, beat them down. If you play games, Taiji is what you do when you have to go hunt 12 wolves or something. That's Taiji, a Taiji quest. So basically what happens is you take beans, and someone dresses up as an oni in the household, and everyone else throws the beans at the person dressed up as an oni, and they say this right up here. It says, Oni wa soto. Fuku wa uchi. So Oni is driving out the Oni. Get out of here, Oni, and you throw the beans. And then Fuku wa uchi means bring in the luck. So get out, Oni, bring in the luck. So Oni are like a bad. They're like demons, I guess. Sort of.
Bad demon だね.
Something like that, yeah. So you drive out the demons and bring in the good luck or the good fortune, whatever that is. And that's every year on February 3rd. So basically, you're throwing these dried beans all over the place in the house, and then for months afterwards, you're finding little beans in like weird little places throughout the house.
So, Andy はね、それを拾って食べます。
Yuki says, yeah, I pick those up and I eat them. Why is Yuki running away with...
ほら、大変だよ、これ
Dan asked an important question.
大切なものですよ。
Dan asked an important question. Why is Yuki running away with a tomaki? So basically... something else you're supposed to do on February 3rd is you eat these really long, it's like a sushi roll.
So.
What do you call that in Japanese, Yuki?
太巻きあ、恵方巻き
Ehonmaki
だ
Ehonmaki is what they're called.
恵方
Ehomaki. And they're a really long sushi roll. And what you do is you face a certain direction. Every year it's different. Usually it's sort of like southeast, eastish.
あ、うん、まあ、
Every year it's different. You face a certain direction and then you silently eat the whole thing. So you have to eat the whole thing silently without looking or talking to anyone in the room, looking in that direction or facing that direction. So eat that big thing. And I forget what the purpose of that is, but that's something that everyone does. So right now, if
ね、すべてのさパーパスを忘れないでください。
覚えている？
いや全部じゃないけど、そのラックをね口から取り込んでるので。
Eating the luck. Japanese people are interesting. But it's very good. It's very good. My granddog's name is Oni. He is a Shiba. Nice.
Oh.
Nice. I always mix up the Oni with the Yokai. Yeah, Yokai and Oni are a little bit different. Though, in the game Yokai Watch, one of the first bad dreams you have, you're running away from an Oni. So they're not completely unrelated to each other. This Oni looks misunderstood. Yeah, I agree. Like all at once, smashing it in your mouth. No. It's too big for that. That's impossible. It's like it's like this big. It's about the size of my head, which is a very large head. Yeah. So it takes a while to eat it. There's no way you're going to smash that into your mouth in 1 second.
なんかもしかしたらね。
What a very normal action. Aliens do pass down weird traditions that meets the fish. I'm sure there was something for it. That's oddly specific. Japanese food words always sound delicious. Indeed. なんだって？
この変だなと思ってなんでこんなことやってんだろうね。
Yuki said it's weird. Why do we do this?
ね、ジャパニーズピーポーはウィアードだよね、本当。
When I worked at the kindergarten, all the teachers would dress up like a really scary looking Oni, and they'd go to each of the classrooms. They'd play they would play really the what do you call that in English? I don't know. The principal of the kindergarten would get on speaker and he'd put on an Oni voice and try to scare the kids, and then they'd run onto all the classrooms and they'd steal the teacher, and the kids would be throwing up fake beans at them that they made with newspaper. Basically, the goal was to scare the kids as much as possible, and then they'd drive out the Oni. Basically, for the kids, it was like driving out their bad habits. Like things that they do that they don't like about themselves that they want to make better. One kid maybe cries too much. One kid doesn't finish their lunch or stuff like that. Like they'd come up with things that they didn't like about themselves or their weak points, and then the Oni would take on the representation of that and they'd drive it out. So that's what the kids did. And that's basically what the idea really is. It's and the same thing with yokai. So they are kind of related. It's placing your sort of bad points, your weaknesses, and sort of personifying them as Oni and driving them out with beans for some reason. I don't know. The beans part is still sort of lost on me, but it's still fun. Can't raise a child without some trauma, yeah. Just joined. Why are we talking about throwing beans, Jolly Jenkins? We're talking about a thing that happens tomorrow in Japan every year on February 3rd. Throwing beans at your bad habits to drive them out. Oni. My kid self would be crying and getting scared so much. How do you say childhood trauma in Japanese? Torauma.
そう、同じです。トラウマ。まあ、トラウマじゃないけど。
でも子供の頃のトラウマって
そう。チャイルドフットは、まあ、大人の言葉だと幼少期で。
幼少期。So the whole thing, childhood trauma would be 幼少期。
のトラウマ。
のトラウマ。
そう、だからトラウマが、なんだろうね、日本語だとトラウマって。
If I throw jelly beans, will magic happen instead? I hope so.
ねえ、いいよね。そうだけどね、日本にはまだその時ね、ジェリービーンズはなかったんですよ。
Yeah, they didn't have jelly beans when they made that tradition back in the day, so is what it is.
でもピーナッツ投げてたよ、私んち。
You throw peanuts? Okay, peanuts.
ピーナッツの殻のやつね。
No, in the shell? You threw the whole shells?
そうそう。だってそうすれば
拾って it's easier to clean up.
そう、食
And
べ
then
ら
you
れ
can
る。
still eat them. Okay.
拾って
さすが食べ物を大切にしてるお家ですね。A house that
食べられる。
takes food seriously. Most people use soybeans. Like not raw. What do you call it? Dried soybeans?
ローストかな。
Roast. Okay. Is there anything special you say to friends on Setsubun? No, I don't think so. Throw jelly beans at me, please, says come to defend Dan. Jelly beans would be much stickier to clean up, though. Yeah, there'd be like dust all over them. You definitely can't eat those. If I throw trail mix, will it attract onis? It'll attract ants. It'll attract ants for sure. If you do throw the good trail mix with M&Ms, oh yeah. If you want to read an interesting traditional story, look up the one about red oni and blue oni. Ooh, like red versus blue. There's a. I should have used pictures of red oni and blue oni in my in the next video. Instead, it's red versus blue. All right. Well, I think it's about time. We jump into the video for today. 1 second. This seems a bit. No, that's fine. Okay. There we go. Hello, Chris. How's it going? No, not my ants. I'm not throwing the trail mix. Don't worry. If you want to read. Oh, yeah. Okay. I read that. All right, guys. Good. You ready to get into it? Lots to go through today. Well, not that much, actually. Senora Serena, member for 4 months. Thank you so much. Only took a 3-week break, and I forgot so much. I hear ya. Just so you guys know, there's a bunch of you who are members right now. You can throw a message up in chat just like that every month. I think you get one free super special message like that blows up. I hear you, man. You take a couple weeks off from anything, and it just seems to float away. But it comes back fast, so don't worry about it too much. You'll have lots of opportunities to practice in the chat later. All right, let's jump into it. Welcome to... でも多分今いないと思う。そう? If someone named Mitchell, who became a member yesterday, is in chat, let us know. The 18th ToKini Andy Kanji lesson. Today we're going to cover the meaning, building blocks, writing, historical evolution where applicable, and a story to memorize each of the following kanji. We'll also learn the parts and radicals needed for those kanji. Today, there are no new parts. But stick around to the end of the lesson where we'll be doing a quick quiz to help everything stick. By the way, check the pinned comment below this video to see why we are not learning. Welcome, Empire. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Yuki will go ahead and write your name in kanji if you have a name that you'd like her to write for you. I have a feeling A is not the name you want her to write for you, but let us know if you'd like her to write your name in kanji. Learning readings for each kanji just yet. Standing over here on my left is a kanji that means stand. Not left because we already covered that. Off to a good start. Let's go. The official radical of stand is itself, stand. Going by stroke order, though, we can break it down into the parts pot lid and 8 horse leg crown, if we were so inclined. I prefer to think of it as a single erim. Am I saying that right? Erim? Erim, kana? I can't stand this kanji, says synthetic vocalist P. Yuki will make an original kanji for you. Well, it's not an original kanji. She will choose kanji for your name. She's not going to make up any kanji. That would be that would be hansoku. That would be against the rules. Anyway, erimu ne. Erimu ne. Hai. Arigatou gozaimasu. Single pictographic part. We'll have stories for each at the end of this section, though. There are 5 strokes in stand. We start with the 2 strokes in pot lid, dot on top, followed by the horizontal 1 stroke. We then draw the strokes below it exactly like 8 horse leg crown. Look at that curve. It's basically a straight up no. Mitchell is here. 今消したばかり。しまった。昨日のクレジットちょっとまた後で書くね。このエリムさんの次に。So Yuki has already chosen the kanji for your name, Mitchell, for when you became a member yesterday. So she will write that down for you as soon as she's done with Erin's. Thank you as well. Except that the legs of the upside down horse are longer than usual. To me, the finished product always looked kind of like a big ceramic vase standing in the corner of a fancy rich person's house or something. You can see that, right? That's straight up a vase. A vase. 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 Something. Anyway, as if there aren't enough pictographs of people just standing. A lectern. Okay, I could see that, yeah. So remember to stand that way. You stand at a lectern. That makes sense. That's a good one. there in the world of ancient. At least the horse isn't dead this time. Yeah, agreed. Kanji. Here is yet another. A pictograph of a person standing on the ground. I don't even think this one needs an explanation or story. I like this, Dan. Good touch. Nice touch. Hit the like button or hit hearts in chat or the crackers for the cracker thingies, these ones in chat for Dan's editing. Thank you, sir. But we made one anyway. It turns out the parts we chose seem to have no historical basis, and the real parts were originally big and one. But there are already quite a few kanji with big and one as parts, like this one. This one was person and one. And this is the exact image we used for that. And this does not have that stroke order. Instead, it's much more along the line. Oh yeah, I could see the lantern as well. I don't know, but I couldn't confuse this one for the life of me if I tried. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. It's not that difficult. There's so many things you could compare it to that would lead you to stand that it's nice. It's nice when they're not too difficult like that. Lines of the parts that we chose. So for our stories, we went with, we stand a pot lid on the upside down horse because it can't stand. Quick question. If I were to choose a Japanese name for myself, would I just use katakana for it or find a kanji for the meaning of my name? You would definitely use katakana. So I always mention this, that on official documents in Japan, even if you've chosen kanji for your name, like Yuki's doing right now for Erim-san and Mitchell, you couldn't actually use them for official documentation. You would have to use the katakana version of your name. Or in some documents, you write the English version of your name with last name first and then the katakana above it. But it has to be katakana. And like if you get an official stamp for your name, that's what a lot of people use for their signatures, is this stamp. It has to be in katakana or in English. So no, you couldn't use the kanji. As in, the horse can't stand. So we're being jerks by putting a pot lid on its upturned legs and laughing at it, I guess. Or we could say, pictograph of a person trying to stand on the ground. Weird person. This weird guy. All right, so Yuki has finished Erim-san's name. She's going to explain that to you, and then we will practice drawing stand.
エリムさんの字こちらになりました。
Put this down a little bit.
そう、エリムで一文字ずつつけました。もうちょっとありがとうございます。
Hey, there you go. Hi, she's going to break those down for you.
エリムの絵は英雄とかその英語の絵っていう字なんですけど、絵と読みたいと思ってます。
So this one is the kanji used for English and also for like a hero, things like that. So English and hero.
まあ、イングリッシュの方が強くないと思うけど、まあいいか。
Well, it is the English, the kanji used in English. And but yes, hero is the main meaning probably.
で、リは里っていう字のリです。
リ is a village, your old village, where you come from.
まあホームタウンみたいな感じだよね。
Yeah.
はい。で、ムは夢という字です。
ム is the kanji for dream. 夢。
はい。
Alright.
このね、なんか里の英雄っぽい感じだよね。かっこいいね。
The hero of your hometown. Very good. All right. Thank you very much.
ありがとうございます。
And then you want to write Mitchell's really quick. So Mitchell, we already have yours picked. She's just going to write those down for you right now.
エリムさん早速消してすいません。
すいません。
ミッチェルね。
Alright, that's the katakana right there. ミッチェル。で、the first kanji is?
これがみつちえ
る。
はい。
Alright, she'll break those down for you quick.
はい。
A name written in Turbo Yuki mode.
そう、ミッチェルは3文字になりました。
はい。
で、最初のみつがみ っていう密が、光っていう字、光るとか光っていう字です。
Right, so the first kanji means light or ray of light, and it can be read as mitsu, but we put the little small tsu there for mit.
そう。で、2番目の漢字が知恵と読みます。これ、友とも読む人結構いるんですけど、知恵でいきたいと思い
It
ま
can be
す。
read as chie or tomo, and it means wisdom, intellect, reason, things like that.
はい。で、ルは、ね、私これ結構気に入ってるんだね。このルはいつものブルージェムの、ルです。
This is one that Yuki likes to use quite a bit. It's a blue gem called lapis lazuli or lapis lazuli. Lapis lazuli, I can't remember. And that's what that kanji is. So thank you very much.
はい。
Thank you very much both for becoming members. All right.
ありがとうございます。2人ともヒロイックな感じの名前になってしま
Yeah,
ったな。
they're both heroes. Heroic
Yeah.
name, she said. All right, so let's go ahead and get some drawing of stand up on the board. We'll pop this back up while Yuki is
はい。
erasing everything. We've got 5 strokes in stand, so let's go ahead and see what those look like.
あ、そうだった。私書くんだったわ。これ。
そうです。
名前だけじゃなかったんだわ、これ。はい。じゃあ、スタンド行きたいと思います。ほい。ちょっと。
It's very long down here, eh?
そうだね。ちょっと長すぎ
I've heard lapis lazuli. I feel like I've heard it as a band name or something, but otherwise I wouldn't know either.
宝石の名前だよね。
わかるよ。
はい。
どうですか?
いいんじゃないですか?
As you can see, these aren't connected. On the diagram on the
お
video,
はようございます。
this one is not connected, but this one is connected. It's not a huge issue if they're a little bit separated from each other. Just like in the or this, I guess. Just like in the horse legs part.
そうだね。ターボモードに行くと、ホースレグススタイルの方が書きやすいですね。
Wait, no, I watched Steven Universe. I don't know that one. Her handwriting is so neat. It is. It's very good, isn't it, Gerald? Thank you. I think it's lazuli. Uh-oh.
あ、びっくりした。なんか
Power went crazy in here. The screen just flashed on and off.
はい。
So strokes 3 and 4 are basically the same length. I think I write my 4th stroke longer. If you look here, the 4th stroke appears to be a bit longer. Really, I mean, in fonts, like computer fonts, they're essentially the exact same, and they're attached like that, like in a font, a computer font. But in writing, yeah, I'd say the right one is a bit longer, generally speaking. You'll probably be able to tell better in Yuki's Turbo Yuki mode.
はい。ターボユキ行きたいと思います。ありがとうございます。
Oh, the top is okay. What? Hold
ちょ
on.
っと荒ぶってしまった。荒ぶってしまったよ。こ
Wow.
んな感じかな。こっちがね、この。
I mean, we've seen this a bunch of times when she does super fast
こんな感じだよね。
horse legs. But yeah. Thank you so much, Tony King Hasso. Tony King-san, arigatou gozaimasu. You're definitely getting a name for that one with the smiley face there. Thank you so much. Angry Man in a Little Hat. Yeah, that definitely looks like Angry Man in a Little Hat.
そうだね、
That's,
確かに。
that's pretty accurate.
この、めってやつね。
so. Yeah, this one right there.
めってやつね。
All right. But this one's not too bad. I think most of you won't have too much trouble writing this one. Thank you so much, Tony.
ありがとうございます。
Yuki's going to work on your name right now.
はい。
Excellent job. Thank you so much.
まあ、ターボモードじゃなくてもいいです。普通に。
Oh, she's
Ne?
writing again.
この。
Yeah, it doesn't have to be turbo mode. Even writing at a fast speed, this one isn't too difficult. So.
ターボするとここがね、くっつかないね、多分。ターボ使う。
そうだね。
うん。丁寧に書けばね、くっついてもいいなと思うんですけど。
If you write it carefully, they can stick together, but in turbo mode, not so much.
うん。
All right, let's pop back into the video. for me, it's Legend of Mana that clued me into lapis
タツ
lazuli.
じゃないの How
They
to
had a
type
race of people based
how
on
to
gemstones.
type
Oh,
を
right. How to type. I forgot about this section. It's been a while
タイ
since
プ
we...
はしません
We're late, a day late for the live stream, so I forgot one of the most important parts. Once again, at this part of the video, we teach you how to type a kanji so that you can participate in the quiz later in the video. This is not for memorization of writing or anything, just a quick way to learn how to type it. This one is
タツかな
tatsu and then delete the tsu is probably the quickest way. Tatsu, delete the two. Ritsu might get you there, but ritsu is not bad. It's fourth. Ritsu.
リツ
Ritsu or tatsu in this case, ne? And then delete the tsu. Ritsu, you don't have to delete anything. And if you do it once, you probably don't. Right, kiritsu, yes. Stand. The command for stand. Kiritsu. So either one of those could get you.
どっちがいいかな
Interestingly, the font that is used on our streaming software looks like the stroke on the left is not connected. If we take a look at YouTube, oh, they're not connected. Okay, not interesting. Cool. All right, so that's how you type it.
はい
Let's move on, and Yuki will also work on
はいトニーさん
Tony's name, ne? Tony
はい
Kinghasa. ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます
Remember that it's a good idea to pause the video after each story and really try to imagine it, or to create a story of your own that will help you remember the kanji even better. Make sure the story contains the meaning and every single part in some way. Do you hear that sound? I think it's our 89th kanji, which means sound. Sound is its own official radical. Love the sound effects. Thank you, sir. Radical. But we can break it down into the parts stand and day. Well, actually, I found out just the other day that this may technically be according to on the bottom. But I'm not 100% sure, so I'm sticking with the original story I wrote before I found that out. There are 9 strokes in sound. We start with stand on top. I guess it's appropriate that it's standing on top. Puns aside, remember to keep the 5... How many puns is that now? I don't even know. ...strokes in stand sort of scrunched together on top of the kanji. We then go ahead and draw these... It's now a concerned face instead of an angry face. Sun beneath. Interestingly, in the font version of this, I don't know if it's interesting or not, actually. It's interesting to me. If you look at the font, I popped it in chat right now. The sun on the bottom, or according to, whichever it might be, looks very flattened out. But in the calligraphy version, it looks scrunched like it's taller. The historical form of this kanji is nearly identical to that of word, except that there was usually an extra line or two added to this one to... Let's take a look. So you can see here we've got word here. That's pretty much the same, except there's an extra line in the mouth and an extra line on top. This one is identical, minus the these two, minus the line in the middle. And this one is very close, although it's a little bit more curvy, and it's got the eye of Sauron in sound, or the mark of Sauron. And then this one is the same, except it's dots on the side. They're very, very similar. Differentiate the two. As a whole, it was an ideograph of word above mouth, indicating the things that come out of one's mouth. I see an alien face on the top left. Sound. Agreed. Kore? Yuki sees the alien face as well.
みんなさ、覚えてるかわかんないんだけど、このクラッシュバンディグーにさ、こういう
Crash Bandicoot?
そう、クラッシュバンディグーにさ、なんかこういうさ、木のさ、こういうさ、なんか木のさ、なんていうの、こういう葉っぱみたいなのがついたさ。
Yeah. In Crash Bandicoot, there's like a character with a mask like this.
ね、似てないほら、めっちゃ似てないこういう感じだったよね。
Yeah, says Brittany. I see a cow's face. What planet do you guys come from? The symbol is the newer the symbols in the newer Zelda games. Yeah, I could see that. The symbols in the newer Zelda games are very much based on historical kanji, like 100%. There's no way that they're not. I can't. They must be. They have to be.
任天堂さんたちはそういうこと考えそうですよね。
Crash Bandicoot. What is the name of that character? Do you remember?
クラッシュじゃないの？
こいつ？
うん。
And there's a mask that he wears or something?
そうそう、このマスクの人はなんかライフポイントみたいな。これ。このちょっと上にさ、ほら。
Okay. See if we can pull that up. This mask thing right here.
このマスクがさ、ね、
right here.
なんて言うんだっけ、それ。HP 増やしてくれる。
It brings up your health or something? Yeah, I can kind of see that. That's funny.
これエクムボクムっていう名前なのかな？
Ekumbokum? Maybe. I have no idea. Ancient Zonai language, ancient kanji. Pretty much. Yeah, they didn't have to think too hard to get that one. The way that I think of it, if you're standing right on top of the sun, you're going to hear a lot of noise because the sun is very loud. Okay, yeah. Our story is similar to that, except the noise isn't coming from the sun. The current top part is stand, which is apparently an abbreviation of word in this case. And the bottom, we could totally make this the alien face if we wanted to. Bottom is supposedly according to, as opposed to day, which is appropriate for indicating the meaning of sound as well, I guess. On a side note, the earliest form of this kanji looks a lot like a happy robot. I feel like I've seen this guy somewhere. For our story, we're going with, if you stand on the sun, you can't help but make a lot of sound. Poor guy. If you don't like the sound of that, make sure to hit the like button. The stand guy uses likes as fuel to get him off the sun. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at how to draw sound.
Okay. じゃあその後に
we can pop Tony's name up first. That's first.
Okay.
Tony, thank you very much for the generous donation.
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
ちょっとグリーン見えづらい？ちょっと。
いいよ、大丈夫。見える。
ありがとうございます。トニーさんの名前は、2文字になりました。これがね、伸びた方がいいよね。
久しぶり、マクシム。
久しぶり。
全然 OK。
トニーのとっていう字は、登るっていう字です。
はい。The first kanji in Tony's name is to climb. To climb.
か、その to rise.
To rise.
To rise
or to climb.
と、にっていう字は新しいっていう字で、
にと読みます。new. To climb or to rise up new.
はい。
Very nice.
両方ね、音読みにしちゃったちょっとかっこいいかなと思って。どうですか？
She went with the Chinese readings of each. She thinks that's kind of cool.
はい。
All right, thank you very much again, Tony. Appreciate that. I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, ありがとうございます。I think the sun would be a lot louder. Probably would win that screaming contest. Yeah, probably. Nuclear explosions going on over and over again. Fair enough.
本当？ニュークリアエクスプロージョンなの？
太陽？
うん。
じゃない？
ガスじゃないんだね。ガスじゃないの？
I can't remember. I think it's nuclear fission happening on there. It's not just gas, right? I don't think it's just gas burning.
そうなんだ。
Just became a member. Thank you so much, Mario. Appreciate that. Thank you.
ありがとうございます。マリオさんにも。
マリオさんも名前書く？
うん。
じゃあ、お願いします。
メンバーになってくれたということで。ありがとうございます。
For new members, we get your names written on here.
そうだよね。ちょっと、そうだよね。こっちにノーティフィケーションが来るのは。
Yeah, I wonder why the notification didn't come on here.
多分あれじゃない、ウェブサイトのメンバーになってくれたんじゃない？違います。
ここでメンバーになったんですよ。
そうなの？
I wonder why it didn't pop up for you.
ありゃ。
Maybe you have to be in the stream when it happens? I'm not sure. Anyway, thank you so much for becoming a member. You will work on your name after we are done working on the kanji for sound. It's fission. It's fusion. Yep, sun is constantly in a state of exploration, explosion, fission, and fusion. Yeah.
Fusion?
Explosion. The sun is a miasma of incandescent plasma. If you go with the electric universe theory, yeah, it's just electricity.
はい。ちょっとなんか右側が長くなりすぎたかな。
Yeah, the right side is it's quite long there, but it's fine. Someone was asking, so in font, I'm just going to write a font version here. The sun is much longer and flat. Why do you think in yours it's taller?
そうだね。なんでかな。ちょっと。
多分考えたことないかもね。She hasn't really ever thought about it. She's practicing over there.
なんでかな。
Here's mine. Angled out.
この確かにね。なんでかな。ちょっと調べるわ。
Oh, she's gonna search and make sure she's not making a mistake there. でもいいよ、後で。
Okay.
Calligraphy more vertical?
はい。
Maybe.
そう、まあカリグラフィーの時は結構縦に長く書いた方がかっこいいっていう
So she said, yeah,
考え方があるんですけど。
In calligraphy, it is cooler. It's thought of as cooler to write it taller. So in calligraphy, yeah, maybe because Yuki has studied calligraphy, that transferred over into her regular handwriting as well. Could be.
ねえ、でもちょっとね調べます。私ちょっと間違えてはないけど。
It's not a mistake, but maybe coming over from her calligraphy writing.
はい。
Thank you so much, Maxim. I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying the website.
ありがとうございます。
Yeah, I don't think I can say that in Japanese, Senor Sirena.
みんなにさ、ちょっとアナウンスをプログレスのアナウンスをしようかなと思って。
Yuki wants to make a quick announcement before she does Turbo Yuki mode.
はい。先週リテラリーアーツやりましたね。みんな覚えてる？
先週何？
あれ漢字のさあれ、The Little Clipper That Could のさ。
She wants to know if you guys remember last week's little comments about the little clippers, the grass clippers that could. The little grass clippers that could.
はい。
Yeah.
今、そのストーリーを作っておりますので、着々とね。
for the kanji for literary arts, this one, the story was a book called The Little Grass Clippers That Could. And Yuki said, I'll write that story for real. And she has written the story. It's almost ready to go up on the site.
はい。
It'll be in lesson 10 for any of you who want to read a little story about the little grass clippers that could. Yuki did some studying by reading the little engine that could and things like that to write her story. She actually did it. We've got to wait for the pictures to get done for it, but it actually happened. She did it. It's
はい。そう、オリジナルのストーリーとなんかちょっと似てるけど全部同じじゃない感じ。
It's a completely original story, but it's got inspiration from the little engine that could.
はい。
Anyway.
のでレッスン10に出ますのでよろしくお願いします。
Oh, I like that story, Mayaki. The kanji makes me think of sun rising and standing up in Rick and Morty, and it's screaming loudly. So sound. That's pretty good. Nice.
はい。
Lesson 10, Brittany. Lesson 10. All right. So turbo mode Yuki for
いきますよ。
for sound.
これさっきのさ立つとあんま変わんないよね。
This looks like a G with a long line below it.
そんなに変わらないね。
It doesn't change too much.
どんなに崩しても変わらずだこれ。どんなに書いても同じ。
It does look nice. All slashy.
ありがとうございます。本当？でもなんか縦長だよね。このさ火がどうしてもさこの横にかけないね。
いいんじゃない？
こっちの方がかっこいい感じに。
Yeah, she definitely feels like the taller sun is cooler.
そういうのしか書けない生物になってしまったのかな私は。
All right. So,
はい。
to type this one.
はい。ってみたいと思います。これね。
It's quite easy. There's just one way that I would recommend, and that is definitely this one. Oto.
はい。
Oto will get it there for you in no problem. 対応は白熱
プラズマの
白熱プラズマの正気です。 Way too hard for me. 白熱で合ってる？
白熱って超。
super white hot, white hot. Plasma, white hot plasma の正気です。
ありがとうございます。正気って超難しい言葉だけど。
Yeah, that's a very difficult word.
ドガースみたいなやつだよね。
How the heck was I able to read it?
すごい。ありがとうございます。
It's always a little bit of an ego boost when I'm able to read difficult words.
プラズマって何？
Plasma? I don't know if I can explain plasma.
プラズマって何？
It's the fourth state of matter. There's I just learned this in the Y files yesterday, which is premiering right now actually. There's solid, there's liquid, there's gas, and then there's plasma. That's it. That's as far as my explanation can go. All right. 完璧。アンディさん、ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
When it becomes really, 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 really hot, it becomes plasma. Yeah, it could be that.
でもその really hot のところは白熱の部分だよね。
音だけで大丈夫です。
はい。じゃあ、音だけになります。
High energy matter where the electrons fly off. That's what it is. Super lots of. そう、reading 教えてないんですよ。
はい、
18レッスンぐらいまで。
すいません。勝手に教えんなってことですね。
そうそうそう、勝手に教えんなよ。はい。I think plasma is good. I think of plasma is good. Yeah, me too. All right, so Otto should get that for you. Popping up. When we originally planned this series, this kanji was only supposed to be a part because this is a very common enclosure for other kanji. We were then going to teach it as a kanji in N4. But for some reason, when we ran out of the gate at the actual start of this series, we forgot about that plan. It somehow found a way to slip through the gate and into the video series as a kanji, though we won't be learning any words for it until N4. I literally, I chose this just as a part. We put it into the N4 list, and then when we were choosing the order for the videos, somehow it slipped through not as a part, but as a kanji. Like, we have the list, it's in there as a kanji, and I was like, where is the story for this one? Or no, we had the story. I was like, where is this in the list? Like, what's going on here? And then I realized as I was making the script for the video, I was like, oh, this was only supposed to be a part. So we have no words for this kanji at all. But it is what it is. Well, maybe I'll sneak in one word. That one word could be gate. How do you say gate in Japanese? Mom. But not mom. Not like that. Not like that. That was terrible, Andy. Yuki, can you say mom for us?
Mon.
Okay, it's close. Mom.
ポケットモンスターのモンと同じです。
ポケットモンスターのモン. It's same as pronunciation.
ポケモンのモンです。
Different word. It's not Poke Gates. That's not what Pokemon is. Not Poke Gates. But anyway. It's a gate, mom. I can't pull it off.
やばい、みんな
I tried that line.
みんな見るのやめちゃうよ、ここで何回もやったら。
I tried that line like 50 times, maybe 10. And in the end, I was just like, Dan, don't put that in the video. And he did it anyway, and I'm kind of happy that he did. It's a gate, mom. I can't pull it off. I never would have allowed this into the cut if I was editing. So it's good that Dan's editing because it made it. The official radical of gate is mom. We can break it down into a staff, sun, and feathered broomstick if we're so inclined. But I think this works fine as its only part. You can use those in your own story if you like, though. There are 8 strokes in gate. That line, in my head, it was perfect. And I was like, oh, this will be fun. And then when I actually was recording, I think it was 10 times. I tried it. That's not coming out at all like what I hear in my head. And 8. We start with the first vertical staff stroke on the left. A blooper reel could be fun, yeah. We then draw the how's it going, M. Tofat Kid? Long time no see. Upside down and backwards L stroke, like the one in mouth or sun. But this one stops in the top half of the kanji. He does have that power. Next, we draw the horizontal stroke in the middle of sun and close it in on the bottom. We then move over to the part on the right. I have a really hard time making these next few strokes look right, but we start with the small vertical stroke in the sun part on this side. It should be roughly the same. This calligraphy actually made me feel better about the way I write this because this always happens to me. The right side of this, the sun here is always bigger than this when I write it. And in the calligraphy it is a little bit too, so that made me feel better about same height as the sun on the left. We then draw the top horizontal stroke and the feathered broomstick stroke as a single stroke, indicating that it really isn't feathered broomstick. Make sure to sweep this stroke in towards the middle. Finally, we add the last two horizontal strokes in this little sun. The historical version of this kanji is exactly how I imagined the story for it, which I actually wrote before looking at the historical forms. They look exactly like two Wild West saloon doors. Explanations describe them as just two doors facing each other, or next to each other. But I can't unsee what I've seen. Our story for this one is, just like I said, a pictograph of a gate. Think Wild West saloon doors. All right, popping back over to here. Oh, looks like Yuki has finished Mario-san's name. Thank you for becoming a member, Mario-san. I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, we got your name.
ちょっとね、今回かっこいい感じにしてみました。
そうなんですね。スペースコアさん。すごいね。僕の専攻は、天体
物理学です。
天体物理学です。わあ、すごいね。
星座のこととか勉強するの？
Astronomy？多分 Astronomy。
宇宙のこと勉強すると思う。
そうそうそう。
すごい。
すごいね。
スペース X みたいじゃん。あれスペース X？
SpaceX is maybe a little bit different.
あ、違うんだ。
They do rockets.
あ、ロケットだけなのそこは。
それ engineering やってる。I don't think they're necessarily studying
そうなん
astronomy.
だ。
Although I'm sure they have astronomy.
NASA はやってんだよね、それ。
Yes, NASA is.
すげえ。
Does that as well. All right, so for Mario-san's name, thank you very much.
マリオさんの名前書きました。ちょっとマリが難しい字なんですけど、このマリって英語だけだとただボールっていう意味なんですけど、マリってその日本のね、なんていうの、その伝統的なボールがあって、そのね超綺麗なやつで刺繍とかがついてるのね。
So in English.
なんて説明すればいいのかなこれ。マリって。
これね。There's no need to explain it. We can just show you. So basically, in English, if you were to look this up, it would just be ball. But in Japan, it's a special type of ball. It's a traditional ball. Like they look like this. There's many different types of designs for them.
そう。
Yeah.
でこのマリでマリとこのオっていう字はジーンっていう字なんですけど、ちょっと昔のねなんかなんていうの昔の幕府みたいなとこだと幕府って言い方が変なんですけど、この人心の人とか位がねちょっと高いお役所の人の漢字なの。
It's a kanji that's used for like people of a high social standing back in the day, a long time ago. So it's a very traditional sounding name.
でこの字自体の意味が retainer とか subject っていう意味があります。
Right now ね。
そう。
はい。All right, so that's the kanji that Yuki has chosen for Mario-san. Thank you very much, Mario-san. That's a little bit different. That's for giant.
それはね、京と読んで、こっちはね、
Kyojin.
ジンとかシーンって読みます。
The one that you're writing there, Senyo Suden, is from think Shingeki no Kyojin, Attack on Titan. That's for giant. And this one is got the lines there. That's a different kanji. So if it has the two lines between the middle like square there, that's a totally different kanji. That's this one that used to be used for people of a higher social standing and right now is used for retainer and subject.
そうです。そうです。
Yeah.
そうそう。で、水クラウンさんの京、まあこれも京って読むんだよね。京って読むと思う。
はい。
京とは読まないわ。京じゃなかった。やっぱりジンかシン。で、名前の時はいっぱいあるんですけど、おとかオンとか。
Lots of different ways you could read it for a name.
かな。
はい。Alright, so we're going to move on to how to write gate.
はい、ゲート行きたいと思います。
ありがとうございます、マリオさん。
ありがとうございます。
あ、そうそう、進撃の巨人。I just noticed that Dan's original one there was
はい。
the new play. Giants. Yeah, there it is. Okay, let's see if I can. I'm always really bad at this. I'm going to try and move over so that I have a little bit more space.
お
It's not so bad. Okay.
すごいなんか上手だね。なんかパソコンみたい。
as always, mine looks like a computer.
すごい結構こう四角に書けるんだね。この四角に書くのは結構難しいよね。
It's difficult.
こんな感じ。はい。じゃあターボする？
Turbo Yuki.
でもさ、ターボしてもさ、何にも多分起きないと思うんですよ。
Yeah, this one, it'll be a little different. We'll see. Robot Andy. 何も起きないって言いながら、she says nothing will happen, but it's definitely happening.
そう、みんなにはハプンしてるように見える？いや、
It's much less square.
そうだね。
Plus, you write this one kind of like a P.
確かにね。
That one, yeah, that one totally looks like a P, like a fast writing P.
そうだ、ファーストライティング P の中にこれがあります。あ、上手だね。結構上手に書けてきたよ、いきなり。
Something like that.
そう、たまにね、もしかしたら結構レアなんですけど、もしかしたらその文章とかを読んでる中でこういう風に書いてあるやつが
I've seen that. In really fast writing, you sometimes see this.
そう。これはモンです。
It's the same character.
そう。で、これの、そう、この中になんかいろいろこの意味がある、ここに漢字が来たりします、ここ。
Let's see if I can get that to show up here. I think it might be on here. Oops, wrong kanji.
そう、スーパー大急ぎだよね、これで。
Oh no, okay, it doesn't show up there. It looks like it's similar to one of the original ones. One of the different ways you can write it is this one right here. And it looks like the line is a bit off to the left here on this one, but it looks very similar to that. And this is a different kind of, oh, you can see the picture that I use right there. A different kind of writing for it. So, to type this one, it's quite easy. I would just go with the thing I said earlier. Mom. It's a gate mom. Oh God, so bad. Mom. What? Stop.
多分ね、センスがね、多いさんすぎたんだよ。
It's so bad. It's so bad.
みんなね、もうミドルエイジにならないとね、これはダメだ、これきっと。
I've stopped now. Anyway, that's how you're going to type that one to get it up. You'll never forget that now.
もんだけでいいんですよね。
I think that's the only one we need here.
はい。
All right, so we are going to move back on in the video of a gate. Think Wild West saloon doors. You see that sun in between the doors on the gate kanji we just learned? Well, between is a meaning of this kanji. But because the only N5 words with this kanji in them have to do with time, we went with its other meaning. Span of time. The official radical of span of time is probably not like on a test or anything, Brittany. Gate.
そういう風に書く、ね、日本人、もう少ないと思う。相当いないと思う、この。
There's not many people. There's very few people, but you might see it sometimes. 問題ない。And the parts we've already said. Gate and sun. There are 11 strokes in span of time. The struggles on this one are the same as those in gate, for me at least. Balancing the part on the right with the one on the left. You don't get mon in your suggestions? It's definitely the first one for me. There's a bunch of other ones that have. Really?
じゃあ角かな。角どう？角。
角。
あ、上にやったよ今。
本当？
今上に。
あ、本当だ。Kado might work for you then. Kado came up fifth for me. If you don't get it at all for mom,
Kado ね。
you could try writing it as Kado, and that might get it to pop up for you. It popped up fifth for me with that one. It should show up with mom. I mean, that is the most common word for it.
あと問題ないの門は違う漢字になっちゃうから多分出ないけど、門は出ると思う。
I think it'll pop up.
角脇 works って書いてある。角だよねそれ。
The left. But anyway, we draw the first door on the left. You might then be tempted to draw the sun in the middle. But because enclosures on 笑う門に福が来たる on top of
角です。角。
それも角か。笑う角には福が来たる。Their parts are usually written first. We actually draw the door on the right next. Finally, we draw a fully fledged sun down beneath the saloon doors in gate, or perhaps inside of them, or between them. The original form of this kanji had moon inside the gate instead of sun. It represented seeing the moon through a gate at night, or between the crack in the open doors, and had a meaning of looking out from between something, originally. For our story, and it can still have the meaning of a space between. Aida. We're going with a scientist measures spans of time by watching the sun move through the opening in the saloon gate. All right, let's see what we got.
はい。じゃあこの間書いていきます。
お願いします。Yeah, I gave you the way to type it already just now. Nice. All right, I'm going to move over for this one.
はい、お願いします。あと音がね、どうして。
Not so bad. I guess my right side gets smaller. I always thought it got way bigger. But I guess when I write it fast, my left side is bigger. Interesting. Anyway, those are mine. Quick question, is there a max to how many moras one kanji can have? There's no rule for that, but I'm sure there is there's one that's the longest that can be. I haven't seen more than 5 moras for a kanji, 4 maybe, but it's rare to see something like that. Usually it's 2 for a Chinese reading. If there's more than 2 mora, 1 or 2 mora, it's probably the Japanese reading, or like a special reading. But I don't think there's a rule. You can only have this many. I've seen as many as 3 or 4 especially for names. Imagine if they had a kanji where they wrote a gate inside another gate. That'd be cool. There probably was that sometime in the past. Anyway.
ありそう。
ありそうだね。ありそうでない。
はい。じゃあ。
Does the shortcut for mom work as well for kiku? Probably not.
The
shortcut. You mean this for kiku? And then write the... No, I don't think you can do that.
どうだろうね。
But maybe.
聞くはどうだろう見たことないけど。
She's never seen it, she said. But
これは見たことある。
She's seen that one for this kanji in particular, for Aida.
そうそう。
She's seen that before, so it might.
はい。じゃあちょっとターボしていきたいと思います。でもそんなに何も起きないよね。もうはもう起きてしまったもんね。また P のやつだな。はい。普通のやつはターボしても特に P しか起きませんでした。
Yeah, it doesn't change that much, right?
これが一番
Yeah, it's the fastest, but you won't see that very often. But it'll happen. Yeah, Lady Phoenix and Carlos Carudos-san explain modas very well. Modas are a very important part of Japanese, and one of the hardest, not concepts, but things for foreign learners to get used to, especially English speakers, is how should you say it? Protecting the modas. We have a tendency to like fade out, expand words, expand syllables, and that actually is something Japanese people don't do. For example, when I said mom before, I said mom. You see, I extended that mom. That went That's not how the Japanese works. It's mom, and the stops after exactly the same amount of time as the mo. The mo and the are exactly the same length. Mom. But as English speakers, if I'm not being very careful, I say mom. So that goes or tabete, and that te goes te. So there's extra space there that would never happen in a Japanese speaker. Japanese people can't even do it. Like they can't even do that extension. It's tabete. The te is the same length as the ta, and the be is the same length as the ta. They're all exactly the same length. One mora. Mo, all the same length.
So,
even right now, right?
So
she said so. You heard that?
So.
The o stopped. If I said that, it'd be so. You see how that extended? That's not Japanese. That's bad pronunciation.
なんか一番わかるときは、something with すのとき。
with す endings, yeah.
はすごくわかる。とか、みんなはね、音が結構そのさ、すっていう音が伸びるんだけど。
We say des.
そうそう。
The す des.
伸びるんだけど、私たちにはね、それが聞こえないし。
The Japanese people can't hear it and they can't do it.
そう言えないのね。
So say des.
で、多分ほとんどの人は考えなかったら全く気がつかないことだと。
Yeah, so most people, if they don't think about it, they wouldn't like they don't care and they don't really even notice that you're doing it. So it's not like a big deal. But it can be a big deal when you're extending things in the wrong position. Like I always use the example of koko versus koko, which is high school versus here. So if you accidentally say koko when you mean here, and someone's asking where something is, they might not know that they're here. They'll think they're at the high school for some reason. So like the overextending can be an issue. But at the ends, when you're sort of fading off, it's not such a big deal, but it does give away that, you're not a native Japanese speaker. But so desu ne. The does tend to extend a bit when people are really thinking, like so desu ne. But at the end there, what's different is, as English speakers, we say so desu ne and sort of fade out. And Japanese people don't do the fade out. They do so desu ne. So it's extended. So desu ne. But as English speakers, it's so desu ne. You see how I faded out there? So desu ne. Japanese. So desu ne. So that's a big difference. How do we get into a pronunciation discussion here? For me, I have to remember to not draw out vowels when I'm thinking, which brings up a question. What do Japanese people say when they're thinking or searching for a word? Stuff like that. But the mora was somewhat easy for me, unless I'm being lazy, and then ne all of a sudden becomes ne. I hear you. Why the hell is Tanaka at high school? Which school? Right. A tough thing for me is hearing and remembering if words have o or e sounds in them. Yeah, they extended because you'd think it would be o and e, but it's just e and o extended. But just the ending of ne, extending it out.
すいませんね、ちょっと前の話なんですけど、
Jump back a bit.
Japanese thinking sound は何でもなれると思う。
Anything could become a thinking sound.
でも、
何でもになれ. She says anything could become the thinking sound, but I don't know if I agree with that. Yeah, any vowels.
はとか
like anything cannot become the sound. For example, will not be the sound. Like you cannot use That's very much English. So not anything, but yeah, any vowel sound. So desu ne. Become a musician is the first step. Yeah, that can help. All right, so We already did speed mode, turbo mode. So now how to write this one. We've said it a few times already. It's the word between. The word between. Aida. You may. That's like the guaranteed way to get it. There's one other way that we will let you know, which is kang. But kang gets me the kanji for can, like a can of beef, a can of soda. Why beef? The kan for feeling, and then this one shows up as the fifth one. So there's the kan for kanmirio. So either one of those is fine. Step 1 complete. Nice. Genghis Khan.
ゲンギスカンもね、ジンギスカンだよ、ジンギスカン。
Yeah, in Japanese it's Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan. Pitch is somewhat easy to tell in regular speech, but trying to hear it in a song makes my head hurt. I can only imagine. I'm still not great at pitch. All right, on we go. If you're enjoying your span of time here, make sure to get subscribed. There's going to be a lot more videos just like this one over the coming years. It's going to be years, isn't it? Listen, it's just going to become a kanji channel. ちょっとちょうだいませ。
さっきすごいね、山椒を出してきてくれてる人がいました。
どこ？
なんか一番長く思いつく漢字が山椒魚だよって書いてある。
Where's that? Ah, 山椒魚. Okay. Is that a type of fish?
そう。
Looks like a type of fish.
山椒魚ってなんか土壌みたいなやつだよね。違う？
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 more isn't that? So yeah, there can be quite a few. All right. Listen, I know you're probably tired of listening to my stupid voice and my stupid puns by now, but there's only a little bit left to listen to in this lesson. Because this last kanji means, listen. Probably the last pun I'm allowed to do today. Well, that's fine because it's the last kanji anyway. The official radical of listen is ear. Ohayo vanil. Logical enough. The parts are clearly a gate and ear. There are 14 strokes in listen. Just like in the kanji span of time, we write the entire... 寝ている間に隣の部屋からうるさい音を聞こえた。entirety of... が聞こえた。Close.
だけどすごいいっぱい今日やった漢字を使っています。
Very, very good. The gate enclosure first. Left side, followed by right. We then draw the... Just letting it sit there. Ear inside the gate. Remember that even though the kanji for ear looks a lot like the kanji for eye, the stroke order is quite different. We start with the horizontal line on top, followed by the vertical stroke on the left. We then draw the 2 strokes inside the ear, followed by the enclosing bottom stroke, which we draw at a slight upward angle left to right. We then draw the final vertical stroke cutting down through the final horizontal stroke. Speaking of taking time and letting the kanji sit while she's drawing it. Come to Japan Dan has been working on something else recently that we're going to start releasing from tomorrow. If we take a look at this folder right here, and what are we on? Lesson 18? Let's go to this one. Take a look at this, guys. Yeah, daijoubu. There are calligraphy shorts coming soon. There's also going to be a full-on... Yeah. Eventually, we're going to have a full-on calligraphy video of all the kanji in N5. That's a goal I have as well. But we're going to be releasing shorts for all of the calligraphy starting from this week. So, sick. Yeah. Thanks for that too, Dan. Yeah. But usually staying within the gate or stopping on the same plane as the final sweeping stroking gait. Most explanations of the historical form of this kanji. Here's another question. On the bottom line for ear, does it cross the last line or does it stop at it? Does it cross the last line? Do you mean this one? The one, this line? It does cross. It crosses this line for sure. Goes across. It stops a little bit. I mean, it's kind of on top of the first stroke here, if that's what you're talking about. You state that the ear part indicates the meaning, and the gate just indicates the Chinese reading. But one dictionary matched the story I wrote almost exactly. And I wrote the story before even buying said dictionary. It states that the kanji listen represented hiding. Sadly, my voice isn't so soothing. Hiding by a gate, and although you couldn't see inside, listening to what was happening. For some reason, the earliest form looks like a lemming from that game Lemmings, blowing on a horn. Who played that game? Let me know in chat. Throw anything, any emoji, doesn't matter. I loved that game when I was a kid. I had it on a computer. Or perhaps with its ear up to a wall listening? What a game that was. Wow. So yeah, our story is very similar to the description in that dictionary. A scientist listens to the sounds coming from the saloon gate. I played it on PC, like an old, I don't know, a 486 or a 386 or something PC. It was on PC. Yeah. That's the one I played it on. PC for sure. Oh, man. I guess a scientist, I think it was a DOS game. I think I played it on DOS. Oh, my God. It's because I imagine they don't spend a whole lot of time in saloons, but are curious about what goes on in them. I'll have to ask past Andy about that sometime. It could just be because scientist was in the story from the last kanji. I believe it is because we had the scientist in the one checking the sun, the time of day, and then I figured it would just fit in this one. So I sort of tied them together. 確かに懐かしいね. But anyway, please, let's pop back. Scientist was in the story from the last kanji. My parents tried to keep me away from gaming, but they couldn't. They tried hard. They took my Game Boys. They did everything they could. But, yeah, didn't work out. All right, so let's see how we'd write this one.
みんなが懐かしんでる時に私はまだパソコンの存在さえ知らなかった。
Yeah, but one of your first games was, what was it? On PC.
On PC?
What was the game? Toontown Online. Yeah, Toontown Online.
Toontown Online から
we
始ま
still
り
jump in
ま
there
し
every
た。
once in a while on the private server.
そう。はい、書いていきますよ。そうやって考えると、
Smoothly.
トゥーンタウンオンラインはまだまだ新しいゲームだからね、みんなからすると。
Alright, let's see if I can get this one. 悪い言葉ですか? Me? Yeah, a little bit, maybe. Missed. Oh my god. I had so much fun with that game. I had a little old computer in my bedroom and I had a notebook and I was just taking notes and playing that all night. It took me like a couple weeks. That was a fun game. Wow, now I have to start that over. I don't have enough space for the ear.
あ、そうだね。そうだね。後から来るさ、なんか漢字のためにスペース開けなきゃいけないんだもんね。なんかね、ここ突き抜けなくてもわかると思う。
まあね。
うん。
It's okay.
いいじゃないですか。
I could get better at that, but it's not bad.
いいじゃないですか。いい感じ。はい。じゃあささっとターボに入ります。
Turbo mode.
このターボしてもさ、耳みんな覚えてる？どうやってターボしたか。同じだと思うんだけど。
Did we do turbo Mimi?
しなかった？
Excuse me, I don't know if we were doing turbo mode just yet.
マジ？その時はまだターボモードがなかったかな。
Turbo mode came a little bit after the earliest lessons.
そうか、ちょっと待って。じゃあもう一回やるか。
Descent.
こうだよね。この モンは皆さんやったこの P スタイルで。で、この耳やってなかったっけこ
う。Yeah, but it's fine. Yeah, they don't connect so much, possibly because there are quite a few kanji that have gate in them, and to differentiate them enough.
そうこれがね、離れてるもんね、一個ずつ。
そういう話じゃなくて、これはつながるって思ってた、ブリッニー。Turbo Move はつながるんじゃないかなって思ってたらしい。And I'm just saying that, because there's so many kanji with gate as a part, if you put them, if you connect them all, you probably would have a very difficult time differentiating them. So the part inside is quite clear. Someone asked Space Core what the difference between those two is earlier in the premiere before it started, and yeah. So the first one is just for hear. The first one is hear. The second one is to actively listen. So, for example, for that one, the one that Yuki's writing right now, that one would be for like listening to music or to actively listen to something. And then the first one there is for hear, and it's also used for ask. Whereas this one will not be used for the word ask, but the first one can be used for the word ask. And there's actually one other kanji for kiku as well, this one. And this is for ask. This one is not used for hear or to listen. This is for ask specifically, and it's for asking about things that you're really, really interested in, like things that you have an interest in. Not necessarily just a basic question like where's Tom? Like that's not what you're going to use this kanji for. It's going to be like, what is the meaning of, I don't know, existentialism? like asking about questions that you're actually interested in is this question. This is listen, like actively listening, and the other one is just to hear something.
マジ？
らしいよ。
hear って hear どういう意味？
聞こえるとかそういう。It can also be used for ask, of course, the other one. This one is for listen, actively listening.
これが listen で、これが hear。はい。ありがとうございます。
はい。To be fair, though, there's some overlap between these two. Like you will see this one when people are talking about listening to music, but this one is probably a little bit more spot on for that. All right, so to type this one, we're going to go with, well, there's a couple ways, I guess, but probably kiku, the word kiku to listen or to ask, and then delete the ku, I guess.
あと、文どうですかね。
文。
新聞の。
新聞の文。I feel like that's not going to show up really easily. Okay, it did. It was the 12th. It's not bad. 新聞. So new hearings, new things we've heard. News. 新聞, new things we've heard. Could work, yeah, boom. But probably kiku and hit delete is probably best. Someone asked, who was that? Maxim. Speaking of which, how are you doing? You were sick yesterday, weren't you? Hope you're feeling. Yeah, I was feeling pretty under the weather yesterday. I only was able to sleep for like 2 or 3 hours even, which is probably not, like, no sleep and feeling kind of sick is not a great state to be in to live stream. So I decided to take the day off. I'm pretty much better today. Got enough sleep yesterday, and I have a bit of like a, I don't know, weird throat feeling. Yesterday I had a little bit of fever, not today, but I'm okay. I'm good to go today. You can probably tell my voice is a little bit different, though. How would you say the sentence? After I heard his voice, I listened to his words and then asked him questions. After I heard his voice, 声を聞こえたら, so you would use in the intransitive for kiku, and then I listened, so then you'd use the other kanji. I listened to his words, but you could use either one, and then asked him questions. You would still use probably the first kanji for ask questions in this kind of situation, depending on the question. Thank you very much. All right, so jumping back over to the video. But anyway, please share any stories you made for the kanji in this video down in the comments. I think I had like a mild case of the flu. My one of the guitarists in my band, his daughter had the flu last week, and him and the other guy in my band are the only people I've seen besides Yuki for over a week. So I think I just had a mild case of the flu. When I worked at the kindergarten, I got the flu so bad. Once I got influenza A, And literally like a week or less after I got better from influenza A, I got the flu again, and it was influenza B. So I got A and B within like a week of each other. So I've gotten so many versions of the flu working at the kindergarten that I just don't get it that bad anymore. So I think it's probably just mild flu. Might help someone who our stories did not help. Which brings us to the Lesson 18 quiz. In this section, I don't work in a kindergarten anymore. I did for a while, though, for quite a few years. Section of the video,
みんなね、風邪ひかないように気をつけてください、本当。
Yep, be sick, be careful, everyone. Don't get colds. Although you will eventually, but stay healthy.
You will
yeah, Brittany!
eventually.
Woo! Show you a flashcard with the English meaning for a kanji. Pause the video when we show each card and try to remember how to write that kanji. Next, write it on your hand with your finger or on a piece of paper. Then press play and see if you were right. Yeah, and Meets the Fish is here, I think, or at least he was earlier. The best way to remember kanji you just learned is to search your memory for the story we taught you, or the one you made based on the English word on the flashcard. Our first card. They're directly on our 10G internet here. Well, we don't have 10G internet. We have a 10G local network. They're right on that.
みんな、そうだね。ちょっとローカルサーバーに来てもらわないとね、本当。
Working in a kindergarten is fun. Like as like a homeroom teacher, it's fun. It's a lot of work, but it's quite nice. It's better than like eikaiwa, I feel like. Did you get a special degree in Japan to be able to? No. What happened is I had like a there was a Japanese licensed teacher with me in the room when I was teaching. Basically, that was the only thing that had to happen. So she was like my pair teacher, and we would teach together. But mostly it was just me standing at the front of the class teaching. Card is stand. Stand. Let's see what we got. What up? There he is. And Meets the Fish is first. Lady Phoenix in second. Kaylee in third. Stargumi in fourth. Montana Margo in fifth. Cozy in sixth. Welcome to the quiz. Synthetic vocalist. Oh, that is correct, but you have to hit the space bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lamy the Clown in 7th. Brittany in 8th. Come to Japan, get Kiritsu in 9th. Synthetic vocalist P, there you go, in 10th. And Do in 11th. Not quite Alex. Get out. Five-Toed Sloth Bear in 12th. Space Corps 2020 in 13th. And Maxim in 14th with Senor Serena in 15th with Tachimasu. Tachimasu.
How って言ってるよ、もう。
Speaking of pronunciation, what we were talking about earlier, Yuki was talking about how you can really tell the difference between Japanese, like native Japanese and foreign speakers with the s endings. And I just did it right there. I just read tachimasu. See that? Tachimasu. That's very English. Tachimasu.
So, tachimasu.
Tachimasu. And it just ends. Not tachimasu. Tachimasu.
難しいんだよね、みんな
Was
には
plotting
こ
his
れ。
return like an anime villain. Let's see what it looks like. There it is. Pictograph of a person trying to stand on the ground or a pot lid on top of a poor horse crown. Either way. This guy is so weird. Anyway.
はい。
It's time for the first random card for today. We're going to have Yuki pick this one. Let's see what we got. Emmy's the fish that he was practicing earlier before the premiere started on the words we've covered so far. Let's see if you got this one. You ready, guys?
いきますよ。
Here we go.
はい。じゃーん。
Water. Pumpkin time. We still haven't released the pumpkin. Kaylee in first, Brittany in second, and Meets the Fish in third, Stargumi in fourth, Space Corps in fifth, Lady Phoenix in sixth, Senor Serena in seventh, Maxim in eighth, Lamy the Clown in ninth, Cozy in 10th, Five-Toed Sloth Bear in 11th, Morbid Blessing in 12th, Ro in 13th, Alex in 14th, Synthetic Vocalist P in 15th, and Montana Margo in 16th. Brittany says, boom! Let's go, says Lady Phoenix. The giant has fallen. Love it.
No offense. みんな、インターネットを早くしないとなんだ、このために。
the final boss, Al-Sabi and eats the fish.
ねえ、早すぎるよね、ほんと。
I accidentally said it out loud and CD got in the way. I'm up to date in live, but I'm far enough behind I can read people's answers before I see the card. So you gotta... So you can do what a lot of people say to do is hit the 2 times speed. So pop up the little thing here if you're on a PC. And go to playback speed and choose 2. You can do it on a phone too. I can't remember exactly where the button is. But if you do that, it'll get you even more up to speed. Probably. The final boss is not kanji, but Suizoku-kan. Yep, the aquarium. All right, let's see what the next one is. Next is listen. Listen is next.
Oh!
Hi! Emmy's the fish gets there first with Brittany in second, Space Core in third, Kaylee in fourth, Lady Phoenix in fifth, Senor Serena with Kikimas in 6th, Cozy in 7th, Alex in 8th, Stargumi in 9th, Montana Maru in 10th, Ro in 11th, Yes is Come to Japan in 12th, Five Toes Sloth Bear in 13th, and Synthetic Vocalist pops the other one in there as well in 14th with Maxim in 15th, and Five Toes Sloth Bear with some English kanji.
Hi.
English kanji there for listen. You have us. You gave us cheat codes. Yes, I did give you cheat codes this time. What was it? I'm not going to give it to you right now, but there was a cheat code at the end. Yeah. Just scientist listens to the sounds coming from the saloon gate. All right, popping over to random kanji this time. Let's see what I've got. Remember to speed up the video a bit, guys, in case you're a bit delayed. We need every millisecond we can get. All right, our first random one. Ooh, this one hasn't popped up on a quiz before. Let's see if you guys get this one. It's evening.
Hi.
Kind of like the moon, but not. Evening, it used to mean moon, but was eventually differentiated. Yeah, Kaylee close, but Ed Meets the Fish gets there in first. Kaylee, that is another, it has 2 evenings. Stargumi in second. Lamey the Clown in. Lamey the Clown in, is that Ta?
You?
But Stargumi is also Ta.
あれこれどっちがタなんだろう
どっちがタどっちがユ
やっぱりこっちがタじゃないスターグミさんとレミダクラウンさんはタ
We're gonna have to write these out for us to see if we can tell the difference. Hold on. Ta versus you got the no you. Let's put them together and let's see which is which. It looks like the shorter one is you, which means is this one also Ta? Okay. Emmy's fish okay. Stargumi and Lamey the Clown snuck through with a Ta, which means that Senor Serena is in second, Cozy in third, Brittany in fourth, Lamey the Clown in fifth. Oh, Lady Phoenix also threw a Ta in there, it looks like, with Synthetic Vocalist also popping the many. Space Core in sixth, Maxim in seventh, Five-Toed Sloth Bear in eighth, Come to Japan in ninth, Synthetic Vocalist in 10th there. Okay. Morbid Blessing in 11th. Do in 12th. Senor Serena in 13th. That was good. Technically, my first one was katakana because I'm using the IME thing. Okay. That's fine. All good. Fine. Stargumi. This is my first time these quizzes are brutal. Yes, indeed. Our eyes are pretty good too, so... we catch you. All right, let's see what the next one is. Just a few more. Here's span of time, or in between. Span of time or in between. My fingers still get twisted. N meets the fish in first. Brittany close, but not quite. Ro in second. Montana Mario in third. Alex in fourth, Space Core in fifth, Stargumi in sixth, Senor Serena in seventh, Lady Phoenix in eighth, Cozy close but not quite, Maxim in ninth, Synthetic Vocalist in 10th, Kaylee in 11th, Brittany in 12th, Chikarios is Come to Japan Dan in, I guess we'll give you 13th for that, Lamey the Clown in 14th, Five Toes Sloth Bear in 15th, Shoot, says Brittany, N.A. Empire in, what was it, 16th?
14, 15, 16.
All right, 16th. Nice.
かな?
Very good. Let's see what we got.
17 かな?
A scientist measures spans of time by watching the sun move through the opening in the saloon gate. Gonna need to think up a .hack GU mnemonic for this one so I can remember how to type it. Ida is a character for that.
そうなんだ、ドットハックの? ドットハックシリーズっていうアニメがあるよね。
あ、それ
違うのかな、そのドットハックのスラッシュは結構人気のアニメで。
Okay.
で、シリーズだ、アニメが元かな、ゲームかもわかんない。オリジナルはゲームかなわかんないけど。
Interesting. I'm trying for prime numbers, okay? Aiming for the position you want. Nice. All right, back over to...
缶が出てきた、缶が。
A can. There you go. All right, let's have Yuki pick our next random card.
はい、いきますよ。はい、これにするわ。
Ooh, that's a good one.
はい。
Temple. Temple is our next random kanji. Let's see who can get there first. And meets the fish. Brittany in second. Senor Serena in third. Cozy in fourth. Space Core in fifth. Alex in sixth. Lamy the Clown in seventh. Synthetic Vocalist in eighth. Kaylee in ninth. Lady Phoenix in 10th. A Empire in 11th, Maxim in 12th, Montana Margot in 13th, Stargumi in 14th, Morbid Blessing in 15th, and Five Toed Sloth Bear in 16th, with Ro in 17th. Nice. Lots of participation today. I love it. Coming to Japan, Dan gets there as well in 18th place. I mean, he knows what's coming. Well, not in the random ones, I guess. I guess he doesn't know what's coming next in the random ones. My brain went to Jinja, and I had to remember the other one. Haha, yeah. It can be easy to mix those up in the beginning. It took me years to notice the difference. Living here, that is, yeah. All right. And then there's sound. That's our next one. My Wi-Fi has betrayed me by leaving me for a few seconds. No. Emmy's a fish in first. Space Car in second, Brittany in third, Lady the Phoenix, why do I want to say Lady the Phoenix so bad? Lady Phoenix in fourth, Maxim in fifth, Cozy in sixth, Come to Japan in seventh with Rokuon for recording, Kaylee in eighth, Lamy the Clown in ninth, Stargumi in 10th, Ro in 11th, A Empire in 12th, Five Toed Sloth Bear in 13th, Synthetic Vocalist with Ongaku in 15th. 14th, Morbid Blessing in 15th, Montana Margot in 16th, and Senor Serena put together the parts with Stand and Day. Stand Day. Is that like leg day?
そのさ、日たち、逆にするとさ、なんか死の名前になるよね、これ。
If you were to put those kanji verse, that's actually the name of a city. Hitachi. Where's that at?
茨城県かな。
茨城県？
違うかな。日立ってどこにあるんだろう。あと電気のメーカーも日立だよね。
Oh, there's also a company. The Hitachi brand. That's also uses those kanji. Interesting. Here's the kanji for you. If you stand in the sun, you can't help but make a lot of sound, or perhaps the sound is just noisy, as someone mentioned earlier. To be honest, Lady the Phoenix sounds like a title for an anime queen. It does. It does indeed. All right, let's get our random one. Hatsune Miku. All right, our next random one is going to be, I can feel it in my throat. All right. You ready for this?
Hi.
Now, right now. Give me the answer now. Woo-woo! Oh, Brittany, very close. You got it. Spacebar. Emmy Sufficient first, Kaylee in second, Senor Soda in third, Ro in fourth, Space Core in fifth, Lamy the Clown in sixth, Cozy in seventh, Brittany in eighth, Coming to Japan, Dan in ninth, A Empire in 10th, Synthetic Vocalist P in 11th, Maxim in 12th, Lady Phoenix in 13th, Five Toed Sloth Bear in 14th, Montana Margot in 15th, Stargumi in 16th. What a contest. Oh my god, with Morbid Blessing in 16th? 17th? 17th? 17th, okay. Woo! The competition is strong today.
本当だよ。これオークションだったらすっごい大変なことになってる。
It'd be very, very difficult for an auction, but also very successful. 今日も楽しいよ。ありがとうございます。よかったです。
今使ってくれている。
That is one word that uses this kanji indeed. Very good. I live like 5 miles from Google headquarters. Surely that should make me fast, right? It's definitely got to help. It's definitely got to help.
すごい Google さんのヘッドクォーターからそんなに近いの
Finally, we have Gate. Oh, we've got a prepared person with Montana Margot right there. Emmy's the fish in second. Space Core in third. Kaylee in fourth. Lady Phoenix in fifth. Brittany in 6th, Lamy the Clown in 7th, Maxim in 8th, Ro in 9th, Come to Japan Dan in 10th, Synthetic Vocalist in 11th, A Empire in 12th, Five Toes Love Bear in 13th, Stargumi in 14th, with Senor Serena at Mondai Nai in 15th, and Morbid Blessing throwing in the listen there, listen, very close, very close. This one you want to type Mon, says Cozy, in 16th. Pokemon, says Come to Japan Dan. Very nice. In 17th. All right.
はい。
Excellent.
いや
Pictograph.
みんなね、早い、ほんと。
Oh, do I have the answer on screen for some reason?
そう
we made it.
待ってない
I didn't pause it in time. So it's already on screen. I didn't even notice that. Anyway, I'm sure you guys got it.
フライングじゃないですか、こんなの。
本当に勝ちたいみんな早すぎる Morbid Blessing 合ってる Sorry, I paused it with it on screen. But you still had to learn how to type it, so I guess that doesn't matter. All right. Let us know how many you got. Think Wild West Saloon Doors. Very good job, everyone. We've got one more random one.
はい。
I didn't even notice I was so focused, says
私やっ
Brittany.
たっけ前。あ、
I pulled now. I pulled now.
そうね。
Nobody noticed. They were all getting ready to type. Okay, good. Good. I was testing you.
これにしたいんだ、これに。
Yuki's cheating right now. All right, here's the one she
言わ
wants.
ないよ。はい、い
All
き
right,
ま
let's
す
see if you
よ。
can get this one correct.
はい。
Correct! Correct. The answer is correct. I managed to fit in one more pun before we ended the video. Woo! Senor Serena in 1st, with Lamy the Clown in 2nd, and Meets the Fish in 3rd. Come to Japan Dan in 4th. Lady Phoenix in 5th. Maxim in 6th. Kaylee in 7th. Brittany in 8th. Synthetic Vocalist P in 9th. Montana Margo in 10th. Stargumi in 11th. Space Corps in 12th. Five Toes Sloth Bear in 13th. Yo, I won, says Senor Serena. Cozy in. I can't remember what number right now. Hold on.
ここだよ、ここ。
ここで 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Cozy in 14th. Morbid Blessing in 15th. And Do in 16th. I really need to review. This week was rough.
いやー、よかった。おめでとうございます。おめでとう、セニョル・セレナ。
Yep.
いやー、みんな。
I am Masa. まさしくその通りです。Although Masa doesn't get that one first for me. Masa doesn't show up until 5th for me with Masa. 俺一番早い says Carl. All right, yeah, so that was good. Good job, guys.
はい。
All right. Popping back over here. Right, down in the comments. See what I did there? Stand and listen for a span of time to the sound at the gate. You can learn the next a trick to remember the quiz order right there. 5 kanji by clicking here. If the video is already out, it is not. If you don't want to wait, you can continue learning with our level 1. 次は出てないじゃん。
19?
YouTube には出てないでしょ？
あ、そうだ、YouTube に。
19 is available on the website, but not here. Kanji flashcard deck for Anki on ToKiniAndy.com. We're also releasing kanji series videos early. Hey, good to see you, Hidden Samurai. I hope they're paying you for the
あ
overtime.
りがとうございます。お疲れ様です。
For all the members there, so check it out if you want a head start. Oh, I need to do the end screen. Maybe I'll do that, guys, while we're talking to you. Morbid Blessing says they're dealing with a flooded basement, but this content is so valuable that I make time for it. Thank you both, as always. Thank you so much, and I hope that you can take care of the flooded basement soon. That is never fun. We used to get my family didn't really have issues with flooded basements too frequently. There we go. Got the end screen there. But I have a lot of family and friends who did have problems with flooded basements, so I feel your pain there. That is not fun to have to deal with. My grandmother gets her basement flooded a lot. It's never fun. Good luck with that. The quiz is much more fun in person, says Brittany. I imagine it is more fun than in the replay. I'm glad you could make it to this one.
嘘つき。
Go get cheat codes for 19 on the website. Yeah. I finished your Genki N5 streams a few weeks ago. Now I officially caught up with these kanji lessons. Nice, Space Core. That's awesome. I'm glad you could make it to one of the live streams as well. I had to move on to another Anki deck to continue kanji. Not nearly as good. I'm sorry to hear that, Lamey the Clown. We are working hard on the N4 deck. As with most things, you know, everything always takes longer than you'd expect. And with the N4 deck, it is taking longer than, of course, I hoped. Part of that is because writing these videos takes longer than I had hoped. And we also I finished scripting all of the videos now for this series, and now I'm working on the first script for the word series, and I want to get that right. And if I can get that right, I can continue working on, like, it's stuck on me. The N4 deck is stuck on me. I need to finish the history, and I need to do the stories. All the words and everything, that's all chosen, all the sentences, but it's still taking some time. I'm gonna work my butt off on it in the next couple weeks, and hopefully get that out soon. But do you think it's possible to hit N3 in over 1 year? I did it. I did it in 1 year. It took a long time. I was doing 4 to 5 hours a day, and I was trying to speak as much as possible in that time. But it's doable. I think it took me exactly a year. Sorry. To be honest, getting through the lessons is taking me longer than I expected to. Yeah, everything takes longer than you'd expect in the end. But I think that's like a rule. Yep. Have a good one, Brady. See you later. I had to move on to... I'm actually surprised by how few kanji there actually are in N5. Yeah, 118. Not too many. N4 has a bit more. I think there's like 200-ish. So you'll have about 300 at the end of that.
200-ish だった? 250
maybe 250. 260-ish.
So
it's maybe closer to 400 by the time we're done with N4.
それできたら結構すごくない?
That's a pretty good number. You can start reading quite a bit at that point. It took me 2 to get to N5. I was also studying physics. Yeah. If you're studying physics along with Japanese, it's going to take a lot longer. Like, I was just doing Japanese. That's it. That's all I did for a year. Nothing else. That's all I could talk about. I had nothing else in my life interesting. It was just Japanese for a year. So that's how I was able to do that. But yes, indeed. There you go. I'm going to post them all here because I was multitasking and I couldn't join the game live. No worries, Kia. I'm sorry. At least you could. I'm still glad that you could be here for the stream, even if you couldn't make it to the quiz. Is there more grammar to learn in N5 than N4? There's more like it starts getting much more specific the further along you get. And N4, there's still a lot of very important grammar that is like basic stuff that you use a lot. Yeah, like the potential form, stuff like that. But you start getting into like super polite Japanese that you're probably not going to use too much in N4. More stuff that you're just going to hear a lot. And then by the time you get to N3, like quartet, you're starting to get into bunke, they're called, like sort of grammatic phrases, like patterns where you plug things in and you get a sort of meaning. So it's less like basic grammar, like conjugations and stuff, and more, those patterns. And by the time you get to N2, it's stuff that you don't even really use a whole lot. It's more like linguistic patterns that are used in writing and reading and stuff. So.
まあ言うけどね、結構みんなも
I
言
mean,
うん
yeah,
だけ
yeah,
ど、
you do, but
そう、
Yeah.
だけどそういう決まった固定の形のやつだよね。
right,
そ
things
の
that
パ
are
ター
just
ン。
patterns that are just determined, not like it's a little different from straight up grammar.
I wish I could みたいなのとかだよね。
そう。
The more something, the more 何々みたい
Yeah,
な。
the more this, the more that. The more you eat, the more you ば。
そういう the more みたいなのと
そう。
か。
食べれば食べるほど太る。The more you eat, the faster you gain weight. This has been fun, but I'm going to sign off and try to sneak some Pal World in before bed. Enjoy. Apparently, that is a fun game. I've been getting tempted to pick that up, especially since you can do it co-op. I'm trying to hit N3 level by my 1 year mark. I won't be actually taking it, but that level will be nice. End of April will mark my first year. Wow, nice. I hope we can make it. Nice job. I did try and learn the physics terms in Japanese recently. I tried watching the recent JAXA moon mission report. Ooh. Yeah, if you can do things you're interested in the language, that helps a lot. One thing that helped me advance fast is I started mountain climbing for the first time when I first came to Japan. And so I read like blogs and stuff and things about mountain climbing, books like guides on places I wanted to go climbing in Japanese. So I could talk more about mountain climbing in Japanese in my first year learning Japanese than I could in English, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
You said I hate determination. Yeah. 今日はの昼ご飯は何ですか？何ですかね？
今日は昼ご飯ね、どうしようかな。
We don't know yet.
魚？
Fish maybe? Some kind of fish? Rice, soup?
そう、エビの何かの残りがあるから。
there's エビの何か丼の残りね。
そう、エビの何か。
something shrimp leftovers. There's no name for it. It's kind of like ahijo.
うん、そうそう。
But,
アヒージョってどういう味がするんですか？もっとオイリーだよね。
Maybe. Don't get into trying to max your pals with breeding. RNGesus hates me. I never end up min-maxing Pokemon stuff. I don't end up playing it long enough for that. So that's not an issue. I'm so happy that I beat my... I hear you, Grammy. I can't wait to be able to read fairly proficiently. It takes a while, but... Yeah. Whenever someone asks me what's for dinner, I always respond with food, hopefully. I hope so too. I'm still in that weird stage of having to rehear or repeat my immersion content because it's too fast for me to keep up. That lasts for a while. That is the idea, Maxim. There's still some like gaps you'll have to fill, and you need to do a bit more reading. Especially, like, we have a ton of reading for like up to N4. I think if you just used like our website, you could get N4, I think. But beyond N4, you're going to need some supplemental reading for sure, because you need a lot. You need to become... The hardest part of N2 is, and N1 is your reading speed. Mm-hmm. If you can't read fast enough, you're not going to pass the test. So even more than just regular exposure. But the best way to speed up your reading is to read a lot. So you need to read a lot to pass N2 and N1. So just using ToKini Andy to get N2 it's not going to be enough. I'll be straight up with you there. You're going to need to have a lot more reading on the side of actual native content. All right. I've been listening to almost exclusively J-pop for the past year. Found some really amazing artists. My favorite is Aimyon. Nice.
あ、相対性理論の人がいるよ。
相対性理論？
うん。
なんだっけそれ。
それはバンドネームの方を言ってるのか、それともアインシュタインの
Or is it Einstein's theorem?
うん。
Theorem? Or the band name? There's a band name called 相対性理論。
うん。
Okay, that's a good band name.
そうだよね。そうだと思う。Both.
Nice. And Alsobi wasn't here. I got lucky. I saw Alsobi here earlier, though. Yeah. I like 新しい楽器
新しい
学校。新しい学校。
超踊るさ、人たちじゃない
Yeah, they started on TikTok right around when I started on TikTok, like 4 years ago. They started making videos, not so much of, they weren't singing, they were just dancing to covers. And then somewhere along the way, they became like musicians or singers, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
Unless there's someone different. I think they're the same people that started on TikTok like 4 or 5 years ago, though. And they got really big. Nice. 新しい学校が大好きです. Have anyone heard of Asa? I don't know if her artist name has a kana alternative, but her voice is beautiful. And Ado, Morbid Blessing likes Ado.
Asa?
I don't know a whole lot about J-pop personally, but I have heard of Aimyon and Ado. I don't know if I know Asa. Mostly because Aimyon and Ado were on the New Year's program.
あ、そうそうそう。
This
で、
year.
夜遊びさんもじゃない？そう。で、新しい学校さんも歌ってたよね。
そうかも. I don't remember, but yeah, Yaosobi was also on the New Year's thing. That's how I know about them. And yeah, I think they were a dance group at first, Jolly Jenkins, and then they became singers. This is a question more for Yuki, but have you read 愛と資本主義?
読んだことない。
She has not.
有名な本なの?
We don't actually have any good recordings, Morbid Blessing. I'm sorry. We threw together an album before I left Japan the first time just to get like the tracks down, but the drums are pretty bad on them. And I'm the drummer, so I'm embarrassed to share it. But the name of the band is Steampunk Unicorn. I joined later. Like I joined the band after they were already created. Hi.
愛と資本主義は小説なんだね。恋愛小説。ああ。
She has not read it.
人気なのかな、ドラマになってんのかな、これは。
How do we remember kanji? Well, have I got some news for you. If you watch the videos in this series, I will tell you exactly how to remember them. And then to really help them stick in, you need to use some kind of like spaced repetition, or like flashcards. You need to, review them a lot, maybe read a lot. It's all good. It's a book, and I started reading recently, and it seems kind of intriguing. So I thought I might start reading it soon. Nice. That sounds like an anime, not gonna lie. I'm gonna do some reviews on Wanikani. I have so many to do. Nice to be back. Andy and Yuki, welcome back, man, and good luck.
あ、またね。ありがとうございます。
Yeah, if you found a book that you're interested in, keep reading. That's an excellent way to learn. Reading is a wonderful way to learn more. Anki isn't the easiest to get set up, but it's pretty good. Yeah, I love Anki. I don't mess with it too much, but I don't mess with settings. I use simple decks.
みんな偉いね。みんな偉い。みんな偉いってなんていうの、英語で。
偉いね。偉い。
みんな。
I always have a hard time translating 偉い。
Everyone's so awesome.
Not quite. What's a good translation for 偉い? Admirable? Maybe admirable.
Impressive とか言って。
Remarkable, impressive, yeah, something like that. It's a hard one to translate. Working hard, yeah, but it's like a praising. Like just saying someone's working hard isn't really like you're praising them, but erai is very much praising someone. So it's a little bit more than just working hard. As for reading Japanese dictionary entries, I didn't really start doing Japanese dictionary entries myself until probably last year, but it's just because I didn't have the motivation to do so. Now I pretty much only use Japanese dictionaries for both kanji and new words, and I search grammar points in Japanese as well, because I found that a lot of the English explanations on things like a hello native and things like they're just bad, and half the time they're wrong. And when you start researching it in Japanese, you realize that, and it's kind of discouraging. So I switched to just Japanese. A big part of it is looking up. Dictionaries use a lot of dictionary language, a lot of words like hite, things that are very common in dictionaries. There's some very common words that if you learn those words, it'll make learning the dictionary quite well. But having a digital one is quite useful, that you can click the words within the definition to go look up what they mean. So like if you could search the word in the definition by touching it, and then read the definition of that and just keep going on like a, what do you call that? Like an infinite ladder of searches. You can learn quite a bit, and you can start using the dictionary. So, but you're probably going to need to be at least around N3 until anything starts making sense in the dictionary. We have wild goose chase, rabbit hole. Yeah, you get in the rabbit hole, the dictionary rabbit hole. It's quite fun when you get into it. And it makes way more sense, like if you start thinking about it, because a lot of words don't translate perfectly into English. Like a lot, like erai just now. Like like if we go into the Jisho dictionary explanation, we have great, excellent, admirable, remarkable, distinguished, important, celebrated, famous, eminent, very troublesome, awful, terrible, tiring, tough, very, extremely. Like there's like 50 million words you can use, and none of them would be used exactly the same in English as we use them in Japanese. So that's what's nice about Japanese dictionaries. Now, there are a bunch of there's different levels of Japanese dictionaries. For example, the one I have right here is it's aimed at elementary school kids. So it's got furigana and everything. So if we can I make this sideways? No, it's gonna look better like this. So if I look up erai here, it says sugureteiru, rippada. So if you think about sugureteiru, means they're really good at something, or rippada means they're very like wonderful. Like rippa is like almost
honorable.
Perfection, or honorable or something like that. So this is based for elementary school kids. So it's very it's got very simple explanations. If we look over here, it says taihen, so difficult, hidoi, really bad. So like it gives you all the different meanings. Sometimes it'll have pictures. And then we have one over here that doesn't have furigana, but you can add furigana, and it's more aimed at adults. So 身分や地位が高い. So this one is like someone who is of a high social rank is one. 人として、立派だ. So wonderful as a person, something like that. So the Japanese definitions make a lot more sense in the end. And you can get different levels of Japanese dictionaries, like aimed at different ages. So you can start earlier. So if you get ones aimed at elementary school students, you could start much sooner.
そうでもその何かやって偉いねって褒めるのは超カジュアルです。
Yeah, it's very casual to praise someone like that. Yes. And you usually say it to people who are either like below you in social rank or kids or people who are in the same rank as you as well. Like if you're saying, if your friend is like, hey, I've been studying really hard, you can be like, oh, erai ne. Something, it's like what you praise someone when it's something that people should do, but often don't. So if someone's doing something that, you know, someone else would want to do or feels that they should do, but they often don't. And they're actually doing it all the time. That's a very common situation where you'd say, erai ne. So like adults who are studying a second language, that's like not something that, you know, people all say they want to do it, but most people actually don't. Despite everyone saying how they want to be able to become speaking, they want to speak Japanese or they want to speak English. Everyone says that. Not everyone, but many people say that, but most people don't actually do it. So if you meet an adult who is doing it, you'd often hear someone praise them in Japanese as, oh, erai ne, saying that, you know, that's amazing that you're doing that, despite most people not. I love the dictionary you put on my iPad. It has the kanji strokes and animation. Yeah, the kanji, the dictionary, just Japanese. That's the one I like for searching specifically from Japanese to English. It's quite nice. Yeah.
そう、
yeah.
やばい偉いはすごい偉いよ。
Amazing yeah.
あ、でもそうかもね。Good for you みたいな感じかもね。
面白い interesting. Yeah, that's a difficult word. That's going to be very contextual, and sometimes it doesn't. You're not even sure from context which one they're talking about. It's sort of a mix between the two.
でもね、それね、ネイティブもたまにわかんないから。
Yeah, she says even natives aren't sure which one you're talking about.
だからなんか興味深い方なのか、
right.
それともなんかファニーの方なのか。
Right. Which one are we talking about? So, yeah.
そうわかんないからね、その内容を聞いた方がいい。
If you're not sure, it's best to ask.
どっちの面白いですかって聞いた方がいい。
That's true, Space Core. Although the funny haha is more common, whereas than the funny weird, I'd say. And it's a little bit more obvious from context. Whereas the interesting and funny differences are not quite so obvious. They're usually quite obvious. Like if someone tells you interesting news and you're like, 面白いね, it's quite clear that you're not saying that's funny. But if someone's talking about a comedian and you're like, めっちゃ面白い, then it's clear that you're saying funny. Or if you're playing a game and it's like, わあ、めっちゃ面白い. めっちゃ面白いって言ってる. If you're saying that about a game, it's probably not a funny game, although it might be. But yeah. Yeah, there's something funny about that guy, but that's definitely not funny. Nice. Yeah, it's good to be able to connect grammars and words and stuff to things you can relate to. Helps a lot. All right, guys. Well, I am quite hungry right now, so I think it's about time we get on our way.
Hi.
Next week, we will be doing this live stream on the normal Thursday. Well, Thursday for us. It's Wednesday for a lot of you guys. Whatever today is for you, it's the day before that we do the stream normally, and that's when it will be next week as well. ね. That's the plan, at least. All right.
ちゃんと体調整えますんで.
Yes, context for sure, Lady Phoenix.
そうね、コンテクストね.
Every language is contextual very much, but Japanese like takes the crown, I feel like, in
そうなんかね、
in
他の
context.
英語だとさ、必ずさ、it とかさ、そのさ、代名詞になるものが入ってるじゃん。だけどさ、日本語はもう何もない状態。
Right. There's no pronouns and no pointing words like that in
すごい
Japanese.
みんなインスペクト上手になる。
So everyone's very good at picking up context. All right. Well, we're going to get going now, guys. So we will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for hanging out.
はい。
And yeah, have a good week.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much. All right.
ね、
shorts are starting from tomorrow. Lots of shorts. So enjoy those.
そう。
Thank you, Dan.
明日からリリースショーツは。
Probably, yeah.
了解です。明日から、じゃあ 超普通。私のカリグラフィー超ドキドキしますけど、みんな見てください。
はい、お願いします。
はい。
はい、Let's go! せー
これはもうアナウンスしなくていい？はい、わかりました。
Alright、せーの。また次のビデオで会いましょうね。はい、See you guys!
またね。
バイバイ。
みんな元気にしてね、ちゃんと。
はい、Stay healthy! バイバイ。
はい。